Hey there, this is Shannon with Curate. I wanted to make a quick video for you talking about required properties. So there's two different required properties within the account. You can make a property required in order to submit a form. So if you have a form linked on your website, before your customer or your bride or whatever can submit that form, there are some properties that you can require them to fill out. Secondarily, there are also properties. You can also require properties in order to actually create the event. So we know sometimes it's easy to overlook some things whenever you are either filling out the form or just creating the event, but you can make these properties required for the event before the event can be created. So we're going to start with requiring the properties to actually create the proposal, and we're going to demonstrate both of those here. So if we're looking at those properties, those are especially event properties. Those are not customer properties because a customer can change per event, but these are the event properties for that event. I feel like I'm saying event a lot, but it's just the way it is. One property that we commonly see really needs an answer to is, what's your budget? That's an easy question. So down here, you can see if it has a little star next to it, that means that it's required in order to create the proposal. So the way that you can set that is by going into this little gear icon next to that item, and it says required to create events. You just want to click that box. Now, I've already established that one, but let's choose another one, like link to your wedding Pinterest board. In my opinion, this probably shouldn't be required, but maybe for you, this is really important. So you can click here, required to create events. So now that we have this one set up, we're going to jump into the consultation form and look at that one. I'm going to go down here to that property, and it says, what's your floral budget? Something that you should know here is if it's required in order to create the proposal, it will be required on the form. So it automatically does that like fail-safe thing to make sure that that question is being answered. So that's an automatic thing that's going to happen. However, there may be something that you want them to acknowledge, but doesn't necessarily have to be answered in order to create the proposal. Something for that one be like deposit before booking. We just want them to confirm that the 50% deposit must be made. So I'm going to go in here to edit, and there's a little required box right here. As long as that is checked, that means that the form cannot be submitted unless that is answered. This question is answered, whatever that question may be. Super commonly, people will require first name, last name, and email. You got to know who you're talking to, and you've got to know how to reach them. So phone number might also be a piece that you want there. Wedding date is commonly required, things like that. I have bridesmaids required. Not super important for the initial consultation, so I'm going to leave that off right there. So let me save my form. And I'm going to grab this link, and I'm going to fill out this form. So you can see what it looks like in order for those things to be required. So let me put in my information here. None of these other things are required. Let me go in, and we're going to say February 27th. I am confirming it's the 50% deposit must be made, and my floral budget, I'm going to say, let's say $4,000 to $5,000. I have multiple check boxes here. If you wanted to change that into just one, they can only make one selection. That is possible too. Okay. And I'm actually not going to check this to show you what alert you get. So here it says, please check this box if you want to proceed. And it's just an acknowledgement, so it's fine. But you could also do the same for please, let's try this one without it. Yeah, so please correct that one. The wedding date is required. All right, so let's send that through. And then we're going to see what it looks like for the required property whenever you're turning that into a proposal. So let me refresh my submissions. There it is. So I'm going to grab this one, and I'm actually going to turn this into my starter template flowers. It's going to pull up, and it's going to autofill my customer information and the date of the event. So I'm going to say Shannon's Let's event. And see how it already has that property here. All of your required properties are going to show up in this little box right here. So you may have multiple things that they have to fill out in order to create that event. So those items are going to show here. This is already filled out, so I can click save, and then I've built out the event. The second thing that I want to show you is what that looks like whenever that property is not filled out if you're just creating a new event, so such as not being from a form submission. So I'm just going to keep this one, keep it from the Excellence template. I'm going to go back to Shannon. There are many of me, as you can see. Shannon's Excellence event. And then I'm going to put the event date in here. And then I've got this, what's your floral budget? You can see that that's required. I'm going to click save. But see how it forces you to answer this. You're not going to be able to create that proposal without answering this one. So then I'm going to say $4,000 to $5,000. And then once I click save, then I'll have the ability to create that event. Okay, I hope that helped. Those are the two ways to require information, either from your client as they're submitting the form, or from or whenever you are creating the proposal, to make sure that you have the information that is really crucial to preparing a great proposal to send over to your customer. So, all right, have a great day.